So Hina Hayata showing a lot of promise, but Sun Yingsha even more, and she's only 21. But what about her opponent, Wang Yidi?
Yeah, she's ranked number 6 in the world. She's 24 years old. Adam, she's got the same birthday as you, 14th February.
No way!
Yes, yes.
We have to have a party. Yeah,
yes,
we're Valentine's babies.
Yeah.
All right.
She's been a professional player for 5 years and she's got 2 big wins. But what an opportunity for her today. She's dropped, a couple of games in the round of 16 and the quarterfinal. And again, that fantastic match in the semi-final where she saved 2 match points against the world number 1.
A lot of people ask me, what's the best match you've seen this tournament? And I, without much time to think about it, said Wang Yidi versus Chun Ma. The drama was so high, the nerves, the quality of the rallies, I mean, playing through injury. It was really impressive on both sides and just a spectacular match to watch. So if you're Wang Yidi, you're 1-2 against world number 2. What do you have to do to win this match, Varsha?
I think yesterday she played a very good match in the semi-final and she has to do similar things today. Her tendency is to get a little bit away from the table. That's her natural game. But she realized yesterday against the world number 1, Chun Ma, that was not going to work for her. So she stood closer to the table. She really made an attempt not to move away. And today against Yingsha, she's going to have to play the same kind of game where she cannot afford to move away from the table because Yingsha has such powerful shots. She moves so quickly and she takes the ball very early. So staying close to the table is going to be the tactic for Yidi.
Well, I think you'll be able to see Wang Yidi has incredible balance. Her weight is almost always in towards the table. You'll see it throughout, moving forward and in. Sun Yingsha with varying side spins. She catches the ball even on the move, just has the biggest sweet spots in the game on the women's side. So here we go, best of 7. Wang Yidi to start. And slightly closer to the table, it's Wang Yidi setting up that third ball attack. Clever combination. Short receive to the middle from Shasha to keep Wang Yidi off the attack and then deep to the backhand side.
Both players starting off with similar strokes. The loopy backhand topspin.
Now we've seen a lot of backhand to backhand rallies in the women's game. Can you talk to us about that, Varsha?
Yeah, that's the diameter of the table is the longer part of the table. So there's a little more margin for error when you play the balls cross court. It's when you want to mix things up that you go for the down the line backhands.
Oh, beautiful. Just to clarify, the diagonal is the longest part of the table, and the parallel here, the shorter side, very tough to react to. Watch Shasha take that, turns from the middle, blast the forehand to the corner. What a rally, and it continues as Wang Yidi adjusts, holds her balance after that net ball. You can hear the gasp from the crowd. There it is. Very calm, patient play, steps in, but holds her ground well. Nice combination, arcs it up a little softer and spinny on the first and earns herself time to turn from the middle and blast his forehand.
A great backhand topspin from Wang Yidi. In the previous rally, we saw a couple of shots which were taken from her backhand side, even though they were played to the center of the table. But this time she chose to play the forehand winner. Good serve. Long enough for Yidi to try and play the backhand topspin, but the ball just not catching the edge of the table, just going long.
Well, it's not too common we see outright service points. This is some really quality deception on the pendulum serve from Shasha. That one net recovery was like it never even hit the net. Wang Yidi adjusts just so quickly, still keeps her stroke. That's amazing.
Yeah, powerful hitting from Yingsha. She's staying close to the table, but the shots that she plays has that extra bit of speed. And Wang Yi so far is only playing the defensive play. It looks defensive, but she's just trying to get as many balls back as she can.
Right now, it just feels impenetrable. That backhand is swinging shot.
Yeah.
You would think that maybe Wang Yidi with these heavy spin shots would get a little bit more height on the return, but Xia almost every shot right at the baseline, low to the net.
7-3.
And her balls are very low, yeah, as you mentioned, Adam, very low to the net, so it's difficult for Yidi to actually play shots harder than she's already doing.
Does anything bother her? Not right now. She's got change of pace. She's got arcing, varying spin shots. Xia just chooses when she wants to snap, and the point's done. Look at that quick turn of the knee. Just turns, drops the racket, and blasts it past once again.
Net. 8-3.
Push comes just a little bit long, and Xia's right there to take the opening attack very confidently.
Yeah, good third ball attack from Yingsha, getting the ball on the extreme forehand. Again, not going for the outright winner with the forehand. She first plays a good forehand topspin, and then she, she's just in control of the match so far. She's varying her pace, and she's playing a gear higher than Yidi right now.
We don't see this too often. A flat attempt, the backhand punch from Wang Yidi. Could hear that slap sound when she hit the ball, meaning there's not a lot of spin on it. 7 game points for world number 2 Yingsha on the receive. She only needs that one here, 11-3. Quite a statement in this first game. It's a best of 7, so anything could happen, and we've seen bigger comebacks and turnarounds. But I'll be curious to see what Wang Yidi finds in her corner without a coach there. She's 24 years old, so she's got 3 years of life experience on Yingsha. But when you look at their matches head-to-head, you'll see that Xia has been playing much deeper in tournaments in recent history. So it'll be interesting to see. Xia's not going to be easy to beat.
Oh, not at all. Yesterday, she got off to a poor start against Hina Hayata in the semi-final. She dropped the opening game. And these are the world rankings. Yingsha at number 2, Wang Yidi at number 6. There are 5 Chinese players in the top 6. Amazing.
One interesting thing here is the amount of points between Yingsha and Chen Meng. Look at that. Over 1,500 points between them. That is quite a buffer. And just a little over 1,000 between her and Mima Ito, which is also interesting. Mima Ito not able to get points here this week. We had 16 of the top women and 16 of the top men in the world competing for $600,000 US in prize money. The winner here will get $45,000 US, and same for the men. They've been good about equal pay for as long as I've been with them. Table tennis world. Loser here still won't do too bad, 35,000, but I'd play pretty hard in that final for an extra 10 grand. Just saying. Oh, good angle here on the reach, reactionary, and creating the angle after the parallel comes in. Very sharp.
The best rally by Wang Yidi so far. Very quick exchange between both the players, and then she finds that cross-court forehand that goes away from the side of the table.
A bit off the top of the net here, but solid start for Wang Yidi, both on the receive.
Yeah, and both the times she's gone to the extreme forehand of Yingsha, she realizes that the backhand of Yingsha is, really tough to penetrate, so she's going to try and change her game plan.
If you think of your opponent as an army of different soldiers, you think, who are the strongest soldiers? Who do I want to go into battle against? And the backhand for Yingsha is that soldier that you think, no, it's good. You can stay over there. This is between me and the forehand, the wide forehand. That's who I want to fight with. Easier said than done, though. As soon as Xia gets her jumping in position, her forehand's even more dangerous. But very clever combinations. What, 3 in a row now out wide to that forehand?
Yeah. She's playing well. She's changed her game plan. We can see that straight away. Couple of shots to the backhand, and she moves a little bit and plays the forehand topspin cross court.
So perfect start here for Wang Yidi in the first 4 points. First of the commentators, COC. Other things you should know: you will not see a backflip and a backhand around the net in the next point. Just testing to see if this works here. Now this is interesting. Xia has a very powerful forehand, but the decision was made a little bit late to turn, so she took it behind the body, didn't get quite that forward motion and power that she's used to on her shots.
Yeah, that was a deep return from Wang Yidi. She's got a good lead now at 5-1 and 2 serves to come. The short return from Yingsha, cross court. Wang Yidi could not play that attacking shot, and Yingsha just pounced on that.
Net 5-2.
You don't see players throw the racket at the ball too often. I mean, usually if they're going for it, they're moving in and they're right there. They try to extend it into the fingertips.
You play.
Now, had she hit the ball with her racket and the racket was not in her hand, even if the ball makes it, it doesn't matter. It must be in control of the hand for the ball to count. You can even hit it with the hand holding the racket, but not a racket that is not in your hand.
That's not the case in tennis, though, is it, Adam?
It's a great question. I'm not a tennis expert.
Yeah, but I think I've seen there was a match where the player was at the net and the opponent hit the net. Hit the ball. The ball, of course, hit the top of the tape and flew up. And this guy just threw his racket. It did connect. The ball did go across the court. But, of course, he couldn't win the next shot.
This is a nice chase here. The opening, both players behind the table, really with a lot of ground to cover. And Yidi stretched to that wide forehand. How did it all start? Well, she opened the angles early, and Xia now brings the forehand out. When the forehand is in position, it is a dangerous part of the army.
Yeah. One of the few times that Yidi has backed away from the table so far in this match.
That's outstanding. There's so many different things to appreciate at this level, but Wang Yidi's turn in the middle, watch her turn for the forehand, how fast this happens. I mean, that would have hit her in the rib cage, and still she gets the upper body out of the way and manages to play the forehand.
Yeah, she did really well there to get her body out of the way and played a good topspin with enough spin that Yingsha could not control.
This time fast and right down the middle. With a little hesitation with the perfect placement. Xia sets this up well on the shot before. Take a look here. Shovel serve to the forehand side. Spin shot to the backhand. Right down the middle. Right on that elbow. Now, if you're newer to table tennis, the elbow of the arm that holds the racket, the arm that has the hand that holds the racket, that's where you have to decide, should I play forehand or backhand? And anytime you hesitate in that moment, it costs you time and allows the opponent a better shot. Ooh, this time time Shasha gets there to cover the wide corner. Wang Yidi reminding herself to stay calm in these moments, to try and stay loose. Not easy with Shasha varying it up like this.
Yeah, what an amazing rally from both the players. Just looks like a practice session in the Chinese camp. But both fighting really hard, both using the full width of the court on their counter-attacking shots. And Yidi was 5-1 up, but Yingsha now serving at 6-7, down by just 1 point.
Funny, when you say practice session, I know what you mean. I think you're talking about the internal camps where they're competing, and it's vicious because China has the best players in the world battling for an opportunity to really become superstars, to play the world championships, to play the big tournaments, to get their world rankings up. I mean, Wang Yidi is world number 6 right now, but I think she's only moving up. This is a big point here after Sun Yingsha had 3 in a row from down 4-7. This is the type of encouragement and momentum Wang Yidi needs, especially after being dominated in game 1.
Yeah, but that was a good push to the baseline of Yingsha, and Yingsha was trying to take that ball off her body.
7-9.
Yingsha this time tries to push the ball deep.
That 7-9.
Good placement here off the side of the table. This is one of those bait shots where you put it out there and say, I dare you to go around the net if you want, but if you spin it over the net, you're going to leave a lot for me to counter.
An excellent return from Wang Yidi, bringing game points.
That was sort of a lukewarm receive. Good serve to handcuff Wang Yidi and earn that third ball attack.
She got the high return that she wanted. Yingsha just making a couple of mistakes on that push when Wang Yidi, but you know, Wang Yidi after 7 all, she's played really well. She's putting the ball deep and forcing Yingsha to go for the big shots.
Now here's a reminder of what they're playing for. We've got some beautiful WTT trophies and plates there.
10-9.
And those represent something. This is something that you keep that reminds you that you won the first of the inaugural WTT Cup Finals in the very home of world table tennis. But 2 game points saved by Shasha. And a timeout now for Wang Yidi. I think this is a real sign of maturity, to be honest. I feel like China has really set sort of the trend for when timeouts should be called. And in recent years, they've been calling them earlier and earlier. Wang Yidi, by taking this timeout, says, I know that if a player who's beaten me 4-1 just a week ago and has a 2/3, a 67% winning record against me, is going to have an easy time if she gets up 2-0. I had 10-7. I've got the serve. I need to take this now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She needs to win this game. She was 5-1 up, 10-7 up, and she's got 1 serve to come. So she's just rethinking her strategy right now, wanting to clear her head as to where she wants to serve and what kind of return she should expect. And hopefully she's hoping that she can get a good 3rd ball which she can put away, trying to break the momentum of Yingsha.
Service-wise, have you seen any patterns of serves that really set her up with a decent 3rd ball?
I think sometimes, a couple of times, she's gone deep to Yingsha's body, which, she hasn't been able to play the backhand open. A lot of spin on that serve from Yidi. Some of them have side spin on it. The last thing she wants to do is play a serve that Yingsha can play an attacking shot to.
Now, this might sound impossible, but pros will serve short with topspin sometimes. It's difficult to do because the topspin makes the ball naturally go away from the net, makes it carry longer. We'll see. And Shasha brings her in a little bit more shallow in this fast exchange. Yidi leaning forward, lunging out for this last ball. Very clever play, controlled 3 times in a row from Yingsha.
Yeah, look at that angle. I mean, it looks like the ball is going into the net, but there's such low returns across the net from Yingsha.
Just barely scraping over, leaving as little room for Wang Yidi to take control. So here we are, deuce, in game number 2. An invitation to step around the fast, long serve into the body on the backhand side. And Shasha with her 4th point in a row from down 7-10. Look at that gutsy serve. Says, go for it if you want. I'll let you have the first attack, but you're going to have to get in position first. Good luck.
The timeout so far hasn't done Wang Yidi any good. She's got 1 serve to come, trying to save a game point.
Oh! Nice angle on the counter. Shasha opens it up wide, and it comes back even wider. Wang Yidi with outstanding reactions here.
Yeah, I thought she had lost the point there when Yingsha played the first attacking shot. 3 in a row, but look at that last return from Wang Yidi. There was really no table left.
Well said. When it comes in wide, can go back even wider. Wow, big fan of Yingsha there. Flew in all the way from somewhere else in the building. Timing. Timing is everything. Yingsha will give you time, but not when she's about to serve. Second deuce point. Wow, to withstand the power that comes in off that forehand of Shasha, Wang Yidi has her racket so high, and she's so quick to move. Look at her feet. I mean, she really has to. She's being backed off the table, but she's jumping about 4 feet each side every shot she has to bear.
Yeah, and the second time that Yingsha played the quicker serve to the backhand of Yidi.
Well, she hasn't gotten through and made the timeout pay off just yet. Wang Yidi, Yingsha still fighting to defuse that timeout. Saves another game point.
She just wasn't able to play the 3rd ball attack. This was a short return from Yingsha. Wang Yidi did well to play the push deep, but amazing inside-out forehand topspin from Yingsha. She saves another game point.
So here we are, 3rd deuce. 4th towel break, the only score line possible for such a towel break. Just so quick to get in and finish the point. That backhand, very confident, very free, and using the diagonal there, the depth of the table.
She's taking the ball so early on that backhand. It's a high-risk shot, as in, it's a difficult shot to play, but she just plays it so consistently.
Game point now to Shasha on the receive. Now this was nice. Wang Yidi had the opportunity to go wider to the backhand on that last one, but she played it more at the body. I think it took away the power from Yingsha. Just subtle changes. Shasha saying, what about just spinning it back? You don't have to drive everything. Easy to second guess yourself. I mean, with the amount of time she had to make that decision, I didn't think it was so bad. Goes for broke and pays for it. Turns her back basically by putting everything into that forehand. And Wang Yidi says, yeah, go ahead. Hit it as hard as you want, but I'm going to keep my racket high. She still had to turn in transition there to cover that forehand.
Yeah, excellent reflex action from Wang Yidi. Yingsha was going for the winner down the line, just couldn't recover in time.
Game point once again for Wang Yidi.
Her 5th.
Net 14-13.
Opportunity looked good. A little bit flatter backhand on this one. More of that punchy shot without that whippy topspin she's used to putting on.
Yeah, Yingsha played the ball short, but Wang Yidi, I think she's just getting a little edgy now. She's had 5 game points, hasn't been able to convert. Thought that she could have gone for that last one. Probably the right tactic, just couldn't pull it off. But that's okay. I think she's taking her chances.
It's just too good. It's laughable, the speed that these players have. How many times have we seen Xia turn, watch his backhand, and only one forehand, footing barely even changed, just pivots.
Yeah, I think Yidi had just kind of moved a little bit towards her backhand side, and that's why she left a little bit of extra open space on her forehand. A couple of rallies ago, we saw the winner cross court, and this time she was at full stretch.
Forehand flick kill. Scoreline 6 deuce points. Wang Yidi going to take the towel here. It is optional. For those of you just joining the table tennis world, first of all, welcome. Second of all, congratulations on picking an amazing time. Games are played to 11 points, must win by 2. This is extra points right now. And it is the 5th towel break. Towel breaks allowed every 6 points to make sure that the players don't stall. Down the middle of the table, the most vocalization, the loudest we've heard, Yingsha.
She's going for those long serves to the backhand of Yidi. She knows she's not going to get in, you know, like a ball zip past her or something. So she's going for that serve, allowing Yidi to play the backhand open. And that was a good backhand shot play to the center of the table. I've lost track of the number of game points both of them have had.
Well, no need, because it's Yingsha who puts the game to an end, and Wang Yidi has no more lifeline. She called her timeout. It has been diffused. This is going to be very challenging for Wang Yidi. 18 points scored total versus 28 for Yingsha. No coaches in the corners right now because they both play for the same national team, so coaches tend to stay uninvolved. But take a look one more time. There it is, Xia putting the game in the bag after a long, hard battle. It's a best of 7, so she's halfway there. But she's still got a ways to go. We'll see. We've seen greater comebacks quite recently than, say, down 0-2. Wang Yidi, very strong. I mean, after all, she got through world #1. Take a look at Wang Yidi here. Watch her balance when she plays. You see the shoulders almost always above the hips and even inwards a little bit, sometimes even over the knees. That's because she keeps her weight forward as much as possible. You can see she gets the body behind every shot. When do her feet ever stop? I mean, this is just an absolute minefield for ants right now. No one would want to go through there. Nobody survives.
Wait. Sun, please. I need you to be faster between the rallies, okay?
Ah, fair warning. We have noticed this with the top women in the world, top players in general, but in the women's game, is it's all about speed. I feel like service placement is so important. They really take their time before serves. Ripping forehand, so much twist on that shot. That is the signature Xia forehand. So the warning before the match was, Yingsha, please don't take so much time before you serve. Thank you very much. Courtesy, Mark Beckman.
Love 1.
Beautiful angle here. That takes a lot of strength from the wrist of Wang Yidi to bend back that far to surprise Xia the way she did.
Yeah, both players playing excellent backhand shots, and this time you saw the spin on the ball. It actually moved away from Yingsha's forehand.
Little bits of side spin here and there at the professional level. Might be quicker than meets the eye, tough to catch. But that's why we've got those slow-mo replays for you. Second time this game we've seen her really throw everything in her body into that step around forehand.
Beautiful down the line shot by Yingsha. She's taking her chances now. She's 2-love up. That was a big game in the last game for Wang Yidi. She felt she should have won that 5-1 up. So many game points she had. Wasn't able to close it out, but I mean, Yingsha is playing beautifully right now. 3-1 up.
Yeah, we are going to have a new champion. Yes, this is the first of this tournament, but as a year-end celebration, there used to be the World Tour Grand Finals. This is sort of the new revamped version. In the last 4 years, it was Chun Meng to win. Now I wonder, Varsha, if you're Wang Yidi, you clear out the world #1 to get here. You feel like you've made such a heavy lift to prepare for this. Does that motivate you even more to get the job done, knowing what you did in the semifinals?
Oh, of course. I think Wang Yidi has always played, you know, in the shadows of the big names. Chun Meng, Yingsha, Wang Manyu. This was a great opportunity for her. I mean, she took out the world #1 yesterday, but she's up against Yingsha, who's just playing out of her skin right now. She's not making too many mistakes. The rallies between these two players are amazing. She's keeping pace with Yingsha, but just not able to get that extra, you know, step ahead of her.
Oh, and she goes inside out. She had done this twice before where she stepped around the backhand corner and both had come right down the line on the parallel. Watch the wrist on this finishing shot, if you can see it. One, get ready. Xia brushes the inside of the ball just to make it curve away, completely fooling Wang Yidi.
It just shows how confident Yingsha is right now. Earlier, we didn't see her moving so far to her backhand side, but now, you know, she's got a 2-love lead. Couple of times she's gone for the down the line winners. The last point was cross court, the inside out forehand topspin. So she's really, really confident right now.
3 seconds.
I think one of the reasons that we've seen Sun Yingsha representing China at the biggest tournaments in the world is because they know they can trust her under pressure. Mentally, she's very strong.
7, 3.
And she's only 21.
Man, I don't know, peak age, people always ask, what's a peak age for a table tennis player? And it really depends what nation you play for. I mean, Nisha Lien is playing some of the best table tennis recently, and she's 58 years old. She's playing for Luxembourg, so she can play as long as she wants. That said, she's inspiring other players to come up in Luxembourg, but you're talking about 500,000 people versus 1.4 billion. And I mean, you've got 40 to 50 women competing to be playing under the Chinese flag internationally all the time. So when you're 28 years old, if you haven't already produced amazing results, be ready to be replaced by world #2, who's 21 years old. I mean, it's long past being replaced. She has the place already. She's sitting in one of the top 2 spots. She played the Olympic Games in singles. Only 2 women can go. And Sun Yingsha is showing why.
She's going for her shots now. Yidi, she has to. She stepped a little bit away from the table and played that cross-court backhand.
A little bit of net to set it up, and now 6 game points for a 3-0 lead. Game 2 was as long as some matches that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yet this match could suddenly become relatively quick.
Yingsha was shaping up to play that forehand topspin and just changed her mind at the very last second.
Deep on the table, 2 game points saved. Sounded like it caught a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, it did. The quicker serve from Yingsha, but a good backhand topspin from Wang Yidi.
And there it is, the forehand flick, tough to control as Shasha receives it low to the net and short to the forehand. So world number 2, Sun Yingsha, 1 game away from a $45,000 4-day vacation here. And we call it, I say vacation, but it's been work. This is her job, and she is working quite hard right now, but very efficiently, I would say, as well.
She's played beautifully so far. I feel Wang Yidi probably now feels that she's missed her chance. When she couldn't close out the second game, she's tried that backhand flick from the extreme forehand corner. You know, it's easy for me to say she needs to go for more, but she's already doing the best she can. The pace that's coming back at her is amazing from Yingsha. And Yingsha mentally, as you had mentioned before, she's so strong. Look at her movement, very compact, always moving. Little bits of feet movement, but she always looks in good position. Very rarely does she look out of position and away from the table or at full stretch. Very, very good player. I mean, this really is, she's deserving of number 2, and I think if she gets to number 1, she's deserving of the number 1 player in the world.
Oh, she'll be there in not too long. I think the only person in front of her, 1 is dealing with a little bit of an injury that we saw recently. 2, at 27 years old, you don't play that much longer for the women's team in China. But we shall see. Again, that compact stroke, the fast footwork makes her so tough to play against. The confidence, the freedom, adaptability. Now here a little bit deeper behind the table, Shasha. A little bit unusual to see her push back there. That's, well, hats off to Wang Yidi for putting her there in the first place. Where does it happen? Let's take a look.
Right there. When she took that ball off her body, that time she just took 1 step away.
This is incredible, the work that they put in. Wang Yidi has to block a ball after such a strong opening. I think I might have seen the new ITTF president in the crowd, Petra Serling. Today is the big day. There will be VIPs all around presenting awards.
Left, 2, long.
The defense, when Wang Yidi plays defense, it still feels like offense is just a little bit deeper behind the table. Watch her cover. Recovers the net there. 1 chase, second one, but not the third. She was moving back, and that's when Shasha hit it behind her momentum, behind the body weight.
Excellent spin on the ball there from Wang Yidi. The loopy topspin, and Yingsha just not able to close the face of her bat enough to keep the ball in play.
Left, 1, 3.
Just a reminder, Wang Yidi is 1 game away from being, well, second best here. Still controlling the scoreboard, Wang Yidi, but Shasha controlling the table in this rally. A little bit closer, able to drive Wang Yidi behind. 2 forehands in a row, the recovery. I mean, that's the longest stroke in the game. That big forehand with the elbow away from the body, yet still she recovers to do it again. Oh, Bird turns the corner and left open, exposed on the wide forehand side. Wang Yidi finding that narrow passageway to just sneak through for the point. Look again.
Excellent forehand from Wang Yidi, taking the ball early. She knew she was a little bit away from the table, but still managed to play the aggressive shot.
Fast serve to try and get right into it. The way they're going right now, we could be in for a long one. It'll take a lot for Wang Yidi to shut down, I'd say mentally, shut down Yingsha, who's found ways to come back time and time again. But a nice combination here, the forehand flick pressure from over the table to set it up.
Such a beautiful shot from Wang Yidi. Look at this one. Getting away from the side of the table, there's no way that Yingsha could have returned that ball.
Arcing deep spin shot, very nice.
Yeah, again, it starts with a backhand rally, and then as soon as Yingsha plays the ball cross court, Yidi is right there. She's expecting it. This one, look at the movement of her feet.
The second time now we've seen Shasha just mistime the shot. Wang Yidi varying up her spins incredibly well.
Yeah, the slower return after Yingsha had played the backhand topspin.
And this time a fading flick with the forehand, a bit of side spin. When have you seen that face from Shasha? I don't recall ever seeing it. Sort of sucked the lips in for a minute as if to say, not happy about that.
Yeah, I think it's Wang Yidi, instead of actually playing more aggressive, she's kind of slowed the game down a little bit, adding a little more spin to her shots rather than going for winners, because Yingsha is just returning everything.
Serve, that shovel serve, tough to tell until the last moment. If she's going to do pendulum, which would make the ball bend towards the backhand side of her opponent, or the opposite, where she turns and plays it short to the forehand. I like the digital signs in the crowd. Right into the body, perfect shot early on from Shasha.
Playing the slower forehand topspin this time, but straight at the body. So tough to get. To move out of the way to play the forehand, very difficult to do. You're too late to play the backhand shot, and that's when you get caught.
This is big because Wang Yidi does not have a timeout right now, so maintaining this lead, again, it's all survival mode. She's just barely hanging on to this match. Must take this game and every game for the rest of the match to take the title. But still, nothing has been determined yet.
Very good shots from Wang Yidi. She's got 5 game points, has to close this out. Yingsha, the shot from her hits the net, goes long.
Clever setup with that long push in the middle of the rally. Quite surprising. Wang Yidi taking her chances out here. The 1 game point saved. It's interesting, the rules of service, as we see the ball fall very close to the head, possibly even a little bit behind. Most players do this. Cracking backhands, and Shasha just turns it right up. Says, give me your best shot, I'll turn it up again.
Wow, I mean, both these players playing, look at the rally, the counter-attacking shots. This was the kind of play that Wang Yidi was playing in the first couple of games, but she wasn't able to get through to Yingsha, you know, and she wasn't winning too many points, but now she really has to win this one.
And
Yes.
she does. She must have heard you because 11-7 after 2 saves. She extends the match. No coaches in the corners, but a bit of confidence now for Wang Yidi getting her first game on the scoreboard. Remember, it's a best of 7, so she's down 1-3. And has a long way to go, but all long journeys start with one small step. So hydration in the corner. What do you think Wang Yidi is going to bring back for game number 5?
She did change her tactic in this 4th game, tried to slow things down a bit. Sometimes, of course, we saw some very quick rallies, but she did vary her top spins more than before. She wasn't going for outright winners. And then those 2 or 3 points, the forehand shots, which went wide away from Yingsha's forehand, were just amazing. I think in a best of 7, Adam, they should have 2 timeouts.
Well, I guess they do, but only 1 per player, so I know what you mean.
No, I mean 2 per player. In a best of 7. In a best of 5, yeah.
I'm a little surprised coming from the woman who was considering having Let's Count to speed the game up. We'll see. If you want more table tennis, we've got more to come. The men's singles final won't be in too long. Was that perfect timing or what? Fang Zhendong of China, world #1, the world champion from last week in Houston, versus the Japanese wonder kid who's now 18 years old and massive at 5'10", Tomokazu Harimoto. To start off game 5, Wang Yidi with the serves and the momentum. But fired up from the start, Xia is going to make sure that she has all the adrenaline she needs to get through this.
The return from Yingsha just hitting the net, but Wang Yidi did well to get that backhand topspin in play.
Ooh, don't see that too often. It wasn't out of reach, but it sure took a sharp turn.
Yeah, I think that was played very deep on the table. The quicker serve played to the body of Wang Yidi.
You see players miss this serve a fair amount. It's very risky. You have to hit it down right near your edge of the table, the baseline, to reach the opponent's baseline as well.
1-3.
Yingsha playing some powerful shots, both with the backhand first, and then the last shot was played with a forehand. The short return from Yingsha sat up, but Wang Yidi was not able to put away that forehand. A difficult shot to play, but she feels she needs to go for it, and the correct shot just couldn't pull it off.
So first towel break here, Wang Yidi with an uphill battle once again, being down 0-3. That game 2 was crucial, so much pressure. Many game points attempted and earned by Wang Yidi, but none of them converted. So we'll see. Again, pre-planning, it's never too late, better late than never. And a few other overused proverbs, but serve with Sun Yingsha. Behind the table just a little bit more than her opponent. When you're down there, it's funny. You might think the players can't see it, but they can feel it. They know when they've given up space, they've backed off just a little bit too much and given the advantage to their opponent.
Yeah, a few times now we've seen Yidi away from the table, just a touch.
And the serves are placed well to do it. We see Wang Yidi here turning the same, and you realize it's going to cost her positioning a little bit. But the quality of that opening forehand pays off. It's worth the risk, wins the point outright. Oh, spanked back the other way. It comes in fast to the elbow. She covers with the forehand, and Wang Yidi punishes Yingsha. That lean just for a moment. Still coming down from the one before. Feet hadn't planted just yet.
Excellent return from Wang Yidi. Again, the ball flipping the net, but she does well to get it across the table.
4 out of the last 5 points for Wang Yidi, for a player who was down 1-4 in this game and 1-3 overall in this match. Right now, she still has belief and clearly has the focus needed.
That 5-all.
But in these low, fast exchanges, I mean, how many times when you think back to yourself, do you recall Yingsha even dealing with the arcing spin and then the fast shots? I mean, she's adapted so well. There are no easy answers out here for Wang Yidi. Good timing here, plays it from out in front. It's difficult to play the ball from out in front because you lose a little bit of the body sort of weight behind the ball and the snap on the wrist. Reaching forward, again, this is one of Wang Yidi's biggest strengths, the way she keeps the weight forward and takes the ball early.
Wang Yidi has done very well in this game. Not only has she covered the deficit that she faced early on, but now she's taken a lead.
Oh, back edge off the net recovery here. Trying to keep it deep, obviously not trying to hit the edge, but just trying to keep it deep, knowing that it's an uncomfortable ball off the net. A little surprised, to be honest. That ball sat up a little bit higher. Some players you'll see just go for the ripping shot there.
Yeah, I think she wasn't in good position to go for that shot. She had already committed to playing the backhand. Wow. You know, funnily enough, early in this game when Yingsha was leading by a few points, 5-2 or something, I thought I haven't seen Yingsha when she leads in a game to actually let go of that lead and lose the game. But she's now in a position 6-9. If she's trailing, she's capable of coming back. But when she's up, I do not see her losing a game.
Well, I think she just wanted to make sure that you've seen it all, that you wouldn't go home without getting to see every single exhibit here at the event. From up 4-1, only 2 of the last 9 points. And now, 4 game points for Wang Yidi. The chase, you can feel the difference in Yingsha in these rallies. Wang Yidi has taken the reins and taken control of the vehicle. What a turnaround from being down 1-4 without any timeouts left. She has absolutely twisted the results here. And the results are still yet to be determined. It's a best of 7. Wang Yidi with 2 games. She came back yesterday against Chun Meng in a marathon 7-gamer. But this, well, it's a horse of a different color.
Wow, I mean, this is an amazing comeback so far from Wang Yidi. She didn't get down on herself when she went love 3 down. And she had, what, 5 or 6 game points in that second game, wasn't able to close it out. But beautifully played from Wang Yidi. I think she still believes that she can come back, and she's actually playing more freely than she did in the first 3 games. She has nothing to lose. She's ranked number 6 compared to number 2 of Yingsha. So she's going for her shots and pulling off many cross-court winners.
In terms of belief, this is the trick. This is what the athlete needs to do at all times. As long as the match is not over, they must believe. Even if they're down 1-10, we saw Ugo Calderano yesterday against Tomokazu Harimoto, I think maybe 3-10 or 2-10. And I thought, are we going to see an exhibition point here? And Ugo ripped it with his backhand. Why? Because he knows it's possible. Is it likely? No. Is it possible? Yes. And belief is one of the most important things. Hope. We didn't get to Wang Chuqin's shoes. But on the right shoe, it says PE. And on the left shoe, it says HO. Hope.
And the same way that the opponent gets those, you know, however many points in a row, so can you, right?
That was an outstanding shot. This is what we call feeling in table tennis. The ball comes off the net. Watch how shallow this is. From under the table, she spins it shallowly behind the net, leaving no option for Wang Yidi.
Yeah, I think the best she could have done was try and play that block to the center of the table. She just tried for the edge, but a lot of spin on that. And a little bit of luck favoring Yingsha. When the ball clips the net, there's always so much of spin on it. And then you have to react very quickly.
The pace coming in, you could feel the danger as Xia started to turn for that forehand. But Wang Yidi just added to the challenge a little bit in that moment by racing her into the body.
What a ripper of a backhand that was from Yingsha. The ball was played deep to her backhand side. The long push, there was underspin on the ball, but Yingsha played that shot beautifully. Two consecutive shots to the forehand of Yingsha from Wang Yidi. Again, that ball moving away from the side of the table, making Yingsha stretch.
That 3-2.
Nice change here. Wang Yidi, instead of going to the deepest corner, moves it just a little bit in to more central. Still on the backhand side, but it makes it a little bit less powerful or comfortable, let's say, for Sun Yingxiao. Watch the placement. There it is. That's the one that would have hit her right in the chest had she let it go. Smart play.
That 3-4.
That forehand flick inside the table, it's risky, it's tough to get back from. In the forehand, you can't generate as much spin as you can with the backhand. There's less flexibility on the wrist, so that is a very impressive shot.
Yeah, both the players trying to keep the ball short to prevent the other from attacking, but beautiful attempt from Yidi. Just that forehand flick was so good.
That 4-3.
Now this one's a little bit flatter. She sees the opportunity and tries to race it down the line. Now there's more security with a little bit more arc and spin, but there's also a big risk that Xia will get there in time and counter back cross court. They both had their opportunities here where they've put that extra bit of might into it and tried to power through instead of spinning, and they've both gone long.
Yeah, she tried the outright winner there, Yingsha.
That 4-5.
Short side of the table, very clever play and a very free forehand stroke. I mean, the obvious place to go here is cross court. And Sha sees the opponent starting to move and just hits it where she's not. Hits it behind the momentum of the body, very clever.
Such a deep push from Yingsha straight to the body of Wang Yidi. Both players now neck and neck, and neither getting away from the other by more than a couple of points.
Six ball, 6-all.
Wow, I mean, that was a premeditated shot from Yingsha. Trying the outright winner. It wasn't even a backhand flick, it was more like a backhand smash attempt.
Quality topspin, just racing into the edge of the opponent's racket here. Yingsha edging closer. I wonder mentally for Wang Yidi, when she was down 1-4 in the last game, her back was against the ropes. Score-wise here, similar. It's just there's less time to turn things around.
That 7-6. That 7-6.
Ooh, a little bit off the top of the net, but good timing here. Wang Yidi recognizes the opportunity, moves forward, plays the forehand. Watch where Sha's body weight is. Just for a moment, she goes wide to the corner. It's like they're waiting. I mean, and by waiting, I mean still hitting crazy fast counter backhands, but waiting for the opportunity to find the opening.
Wow, what a return that was from Yingsha. She was away from the table. The ball clips the net. She moves forward and is still able to control the spin here. Look at this shot.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
A beautiful recovery. Doesn't take long for her to win the point after that.
The backhand topspin attempt from Yingsha. She was moving backwards when she actually made contact with the ball.
Just unbelievable. Even the net in that rally. They are both so ridiculously zeroed in right now, dialed in and able to just recover everything.
I think both of them got net caught at some point. Yidi was just a little unlucky, but hello, I mean, Yingsha also returned one of the balls that clipped the net.
I thought there was more luck for Wang Yidi in that rally, and yet Sha is 2 points away from being the champion. Deep on the table here, 2 championship points for Yingsha to take the first ever WTT Cup Finals title.
two brave serves, two consecutive times she's gone to the backhand of Wang Yidi. She's allowed Yidi to play the backhand open, knowing that she's going to be in control after that.
Dan Shasha does it 11-8 in the sixth. She takes down the defeater of world number 1, Wang Yidi. Congratulations, Yingsha. World number 2, you are the first in history to win a WTT Cup Finals title. The champion has been crowned here today. A bright future. She's only 21 years old, and world number 2 has stopped world number 6, Wang Yidi. What a performance, Varsha.
Yes, amazing performance from Yingsha. And the second game was the turning point. Had Wang Yidi taken that game, it could have been a completely different story. But Yingsha just held on. She's an amazing player at 21. I mean, she's got the world at her feet. But give credit to Wang Yidi as well. You know, she took out the world champion Chen Meng in the previous round. And she's put up a real good fight after being love 3 down. She won 2 consecutive games.